Hello everyone. Today I'll be ranking every single level in LEGO Batman 2 based upon how fun I believe the level is to play and the overall experience of the level. Remember, this is my opinion and feel free to share yours below. Let's get started. First off on the list at number 15 I have level 10's Down to Earth. The biggest reason why I have this level so low on the list is because of its length. It is the shortest level in the game and the level is overall very simple. In the first section of the level, you shoot some helicopters and then shoot Joker's feet. You'll eventually fly away and rinse and repeat. The second section has you go on the robot itself, where you pull this helicopter down with Batman, build the suit, and then blow up the back of the robot with Batman's power suit, then remove these golden objects with Superman. That's the entire level. That's the main reason I have this level so low on the list, as you can complete the whole level in 5 minutes. Next up, I have level 13's Core Instability. Now this isn't a bad level at all, but it just doesn't come close to the others, especially in terms of creativity. All you do is go around driving around Gotham City away from this Joker robot, then you shoot these metal objects that hold the statues together and make them fall so the robot runs into them. That's the entire level and there isn't anything else that adds on to the level. The main reason I put this above Down to Earth is because I find it more enjoyable to get the mini kits in this level, as well as being able to shoot so much around you. Next up at number 13, I have level 7's Unwelcome Guest. Now don't get me wrong, the concept of this level is really cool and unique. I love the concept of Joker and Lex breaking into the Batcave, but this level has one big problem, that being it's very repetitive. First off, I love how you go around on different Batman vehicles such as the Batwing, Batbike, and Batboat to take out Joker and Lex. Then Lex will deconstruct these vehicles as well. The second section of the level is where the problems begin. First off, you have to climb this large Batcave section with Batman and Robin, and have Superman to help you progress. But this part of the level is what I despise. You have to go back and forth on these very thin pathways to get across certain areas. The problem is you can't go wherever you want, as the level is designed to prevent you to do that, as these pathways will consistently fall apart, forcing you to go a certain way. You have to use Robin's magnet suit to walk across just so you can grapple this door off, and inside Superman can destroy this golden object. This will give you access to the zip line that you need to get Batman across so you can destroy these silver objects. Think you're done yet? Nope. You have to go all the ways back again to get the acrobat suit so Robin can transform into this ball to get the dinosaur turnaround so you can progress the level. And that's the main issue I have with this level. Don't get me wrong, it's a unique level, but there's so many ways that could have improved here. Next up at number 12, I have level 9's Research and Development. This is one of the two Metropolis levels in LEGO Batman 2, and this is my least favorite of the two. The level starts off with finding this evil receptionist robot that shoots missiles at you. You have to use Batman's power suit to demolish the robot, but the problem is if you have to do it from a distance, as if you get too close, she will just move around and you have to restart. I always found this boss fight really annoying, and I never have been a really big fan of it. The next section, you have to put Batman's power suit missile across this conveyor belt, and these guys bring out kryptonite to try and kill Superman, I guess? Then after that, you go to this section where you deconstruct Batman's vehicles. I never understood this part, but it's interesting, I guess. But my favorite part about this level is at the end where you play as this robot and you have to lure this other robot into the wall and then fight him. Very unique concept there. Not a bad level, but there's some sections I'm not the biggest fan of. Next up at number 11, I have level 8's Destination Metropolis. And obviously this is the other Metropolis level. You start off the level playing as Superman and Batman and Robin's helicopter to take out this, I don't know, flying ship, I guess? The second section actually takes you on the ship where you complete some small puzzles with Superman and Batman. This section here I used to struggle with as a kid. You have to enter this flying helicopter looking thing, and you have to use its missiles to destroy these silver Lego objects. The problem is that this helicopter does not shoot wherever you want it to. You could just get lucky and hit the silver object, or just end up hitting the wall across the room. The final section, you use Batman's bat suit to break this glass and fall out of the ship. I don't know why Batman would choose to do that, but whatever. Next up at number 10, I have level 6's Chemical Signature. This level starts you off with chasing Joker and Lex's Juggernaut around Gotham City. And yet again, you are shooting helicopters on your way. Once you take out the helicopters, you shoot the back of this Juggernaut until you eventually reach inside to the next section. I really enjoy this section as you get to break through the Juggernaut to get to Lex and Joker. You make your way up to the top using Robin's magnet suit and Batman's sonar suit, and eventually when you get inside, you have to disable these grappling points which hold together the kryptonite, because for some reason Batman wants it. And then when the level ends, Joker acts like a baby and just deconstructs the Batmobile. And then they break into his Batcave. Next up at number 9, I have level 12's The Next President. Lex Luthor basically just uses tear gas or something to make everyone want to vote for him, which is what the whole level is based around. You start off at the Gotham City Hall and climb the building to reach the Joker robot at the top. The big thing is, though, is that you can't just fly up there, because Superman has been weakened from kryptonite after the first level that I mentioned in the beginning, level 10's Down to Earth. But once you do eventually get up there, you have to build this light beam where you shine the light in Joker's robot face to destroy his face, I guess? I really don't understand that at all, but it is a really enjoyable level overall. Next up at number 8, I have level 3's Arkham Asylum Antics. In this level, you have to play against many different supervillains, and you basically have to stop them in this maze in Arkham. Basically, they will drive around the maze until you find a way for them to stop driving or completely drive into the wall like Catwoman does, which is the first person you go against. Once you take out Catwoman, you go against Two-Face and the others in his truck. And basically, you have to take out this glass with Batman so this debris falls and Two-Face runs over it with his truck. The last vehicle you go against is Bane's Mole Machine, where you use Robin's ice suit at the end to create an ice wall in the middle of the maze until Bane just decides to avoid it and then just drives into the ground. Now next up at number 7, I have level 5's Chemical Crisis. This level might genuinely be the longest LEGO level ever. Considering it is so long, it places it down a little further on the list, but the level is still really good. First off, the level starts off with Batman and Robin going up these machines to collect chemical samples. Eventually you get to this part where you have to use this colored goo to put into the pipes, which I thought was really cool. Once you complete that area, Ace Chemicals just basically blows up. I'm pretty sure Joker blew it up, but I'm not too sure. And then you have to move on to the next section. For most of this section, you just complete small tasks with both Batman and Robin until you progress through. Something I found really interesting though about this section right here is the acrobatic section where Robin rolls this ball to take out these frozen barriers. Once you do that, then you have to pole jump across to the other area and use his ball yet again to bring this platform on the bottom so Batman can get across. Then the level ends with jumping on these large containers until Batman and Robin basically just try to jump and die, I guess? Then Superman comes in, whoop-de-doo, saves the day, you're at another section of the level again. Yet again though, you have to put these colored goo into this pipe so the orange fountains can actually turn into water. Don't know why they're orange in the first place, but whatever. Then you turn into Superman's, so you freeze these fountains so Batman and Robin can get across. Once Batman and Robin get up, you make your way to the elevator to leave the level, or so you thought. Just kidding, there's another section. And this final section revolves around going to the top of Ace Chemicals, where you eventually get across to lift these large water containers into Ace Chemicals after the explosion. Then finally the level ends. This level is so interesting, but it's just way too long, which is just why it's a little bit further down on the list. Next up at number 6, I have level 11's Underground Retreat. This level takes you underground in a train station where you have to fight the Joker robot on your way through. This is another level where Superman is weakened by kryptonite and cannot fly, so you have to get very creative. The robot will slowly deconstruct the interior and you have to progress your way through the debris. Eventually the Joker robot will step his foot into water and you have to use Batman's electricity suit to pull out this plug and electrocute the robot. Once you get to the next section, you have to use Batman to glide across and pull this lever so you can stop the train from moving. Once you get through that area, you actually have to fight these goons as well as use Superman to take out these golden objects that are on the robot. Once you actually take the robot out, you go on the train as it is being deconstructed. You will use Batman's electricity suit at the end, which will cause the level to end. This was a really cool idea, as I actually really loved the idea of being able to explore a train station while thinking outside the box when Superman was weakened by kryptonite. Next up at number 5, I have level 2's Harboring a Criminal. First off, you start off around Gotham City collecting pieces of Robin's helicopter because Robin crashed it and the pieces went flying. Once you find all those scattered pieces, you lift off and go to the next section where you fight Joker in his boat. You also take out boats and helicopters, but you shoot the back of Joker's boat until you reach the final section when Joker crashes his boat into Amusement Mile. You start off by grabbing pieces from a bulldozer to build a cannon to shoot it at Joker. Then you reach the top of Amusement Mile and use Robin's magnet suit to pull out the Amusement Mile sign to make it fall on his boat. And then you can build a big hammer to hit the boat, and then Batman puts him under a net and Joker gets arrested. I really love the amount of random things that happen in this level, as it created a sense of enjoyability for me. Next up at number 4, I have level 1's Theatrical Pursuits. In my opinion, this might be the best opening level for any LEGO game, and there's so many reasons why. The whole level takes place in the theater where you fight different villains to progress through the level. You start off with fighting Harley Quinn, where she will move around and you have to throw your battering at her to progress. Once you defeat her, this is where the Riddler boss fight takes place. First off, the Riddler thinks he's intelligent and believes hiding under a musical instrument is a good hiding spot. And when you do eventually find him, you'll have to use Batman's sensor suit to progress through this door. Once you do that, you use Batman's X-ray vision to find Riddler in the wall to hit him with anvils, and then once you find him, even though it's pretty obvious where he is, you have a little short boss fight with him leading on to the Two-Face fight. Use Robin's acrobat suit to climb up to the top, then you build this ball machine and eventually lift Two-Face off the platform he's standing on to start the Two-Face boss fight. Another simple boss fight, but once you defeat him, you reach the last boss, which is the Joker. Joker's fight is really straightforward and simple. He'll electrocute you if you get too close to him, and you have to switch characters and punch him to make him stop. At the end, Joker will sit on this projector, and you have to use Batman's sensor suit to launch him out into the theater. Once you do that, you can zip line out of the level. I really loved how this level introduced you to the villains of the DC universe while also showing the main abilities within Batman and Robin. In my opinion, was one of the best ways to start off a LEGO game. Next up at number 3, I have level 4's Asylum Assignment. This level takes you across a large variety of areas within Arkham, many places that you wouldn't even think wouldn't exist in Arkham, but you know what, I'm glad they did because it made the level overall very, very enjoyable. First off, you start in this water section where you progress using Robin's hazard suit and Batman's electricity suit. Once you reach the end of the water section, you'll pull this electric switch to leave this chicken out for Killer Croc to beat. You know what, I'm not even going to say anything about that. Then you pull this switch with Batman to lead Robin out of this cage. And then once you get to the top, use Robin's ice suit to freeze pathways of water to get to the Arctic section of the level where Mr. Freeze is just hiding inside the cage and Batman and Robin just leave him in there. You progress the level using Batman's electricity suit to get the shockwaves off the ladder so Robin can freeze the water so he can climb across. But Batman can't get across because of the ice beam protecting the wall. You then pull the lever inside and this lever here so the water can unfreeze and the ice beam shuts off. Then you refreeze it and then leave on this elevator. This section though right here is really cool as you will have to use Robin's acrobat suit to move a box through the conveyor belts as seen on the TVs. Once you get it to where you need to have it, it will appear in the middle of the level, which will allow Batman to use a sensor suit to shut off the switch to get through. You then use some small puzzles with Batman's sensor suit, and then you reach the end of the level with a boss fight with Scarecrow. Scarecrow will start off huge and will shrink in size at the very end of the level. You will throw canisters on the ground that will make the screen shake more and make you feel like you are on crack. Once you pull these levers at the top to make the screen stop shaking, Scarecrow will come out and you finish him off. This level has a lot going on, especially with the different places it takes you, and I love that a lot. At number 2, it was a very hard choice to choose the best level for LEGO Batman 2, as these two levels were very close together. But for number 2, I chose to go with the final level, Heroes Unite. This level brings the Justice League together to take down the Joker robot for once and for all, as well as Joker and Lex Luthor. You will use the different superheroes to pull out parts of the Joker robot, which was so satisfying. I honestly thought it was one of the most satisfying things within any LEGO game. Everything just comes together, and the way you use the superheroes is just extremely unique. Once Green Lantern builds this object to smack the Joker's robot head off, Joker will come out with Lexbots, and it's the same type of fight from earlier. When you come too close to the Joker, he'll electrocute you and you have to switch characters. Then once you take out Joker, the real fun begins when you fight Lex Luthor. Martian Manhunter from the Watchtower is contacted to bring down this lava beam from space that you use control using Robin's Acrobat Ball. Never have I ever seen anything in a LEGO game more creative than this. Once you take out Lex, you use Batman to punch on the glass and eventually pull him out of this mech suit, and the story ends. This is one of the most fun ways to end a LEGO game, and I was really impressed with what they did here. And at number 1, the best LEGO level in LEGO Batman 2 is level 14's Tower Defiance. This level was a blast when I played it for the first time. Yet again, use the Justice League here, and you are climbing Wayne Tower. Use Cyborg and Green Lantern to make it through this area and freeze the waterfall with Robin. Once you make it up that wall, you solve these puzzles using Cyborg and Robin to progress through the tower. Green Lantern will then build a spider which clears out all the debris that is in the way, then use Robin's ice beam so the fan lifts you up further up the tower. Use Batman's electricity suit to progress here, and then use Green Lantern again to shoot a plane through this fan so it breaks, leading you on to the next section. Here you will then use Green Lantern again to throw stuff at the Joker robot, and then use Robin's hazard suit to progress across the tower using this helicopter that's on the ground for you. Once you use Batman's electricity suit to electrocute the robot, you'll build this vehicle that shoots bombs, and then you'll shoot the robot with the bombs until he stops on the ground to bring out goons, and repeat this 2 more times, which leads you onto the final section, where you are free falling from the tower, avoiding debris comes off of the tower until you land on the robot. And here you are fighting Joker, and you have to throw your batarang at him. Repeat this 2 more times and the level is over. The concept of climbing a tower and then free falling to fight the Joker is one of the most obscure ideas they could have possibly came up with, and in my opinion ended up being the most overall enjoyable level LEGO Batman 2. Hope you guys enjoyed my ranking, and feel free to share your opinions below. Thank you for watching.